Hello, how's it going? Oh goodness. 1 second. Hey, how's it going everyone? Sorry, give me 1 second. I gotta fix something real quick. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes, no. If my phone won't, no. Okay, forget it. I'm not. Okay, we are live. All right, hey everyone, how's it going? So today I want to kind of just talk about my commitment plan that I'm starting today. I'm starting a 3-month commitment plan, and the purpose of this video is to kind of share with you the journey that I'm going through, and also hopefully inspire some opportunities to build positive habits. All right, so. Oh goodness. So I've been spending the past few days writing an entire, I would say about a 4-page letter of declaration, which is just like, what am I committed to creating in the next 3 months? They cover 6 different areas of my life. The first one would include health and fitness. Second one would be finances, relationships, leisure. Let's see what else. Community, and then I'm missing one section. Hold on. What's the last one? Spiritual. Spiritual is the 6th one. So those are the 6 areas that I'm focused on. And yeah, I just want to share them with you. So I don't know how to say this. I think before I share with you what I'm committed to creating in the next 3 months, I guess in a way, what I'll say is it feels awesome to commit to something, and I just feel really aligned and ready to tackle all these things. All right, so I'm just gonna dive straight into it, and then you could ask questions along the way if you'd like to, and yeah, I'll go from there. So on my plan, I have let's see, this commitment starts literally at 8 p.m. So literally right now is when this commitment starts, and it ends on February 25th, which is just the date that the girl I'm dating and I decided. So. Yes. Where do I start? So I'm going to start with health. My health goal, let's see, my health goal is broke down into 3 different sections: diet, exercise, and sleep. Number 1 is diet. So in general, for the next 3 months, I plan to eat very clean. No junk food, no candy, no minimal sugar, minimal carbs like rice, bread, noodles, things like that. No fast food, no deep fried foods, nothing highly processed. So the goal is just to eat very, very clean. All right. Let's see, what else do I have? Goodness, something tells me that the settings are a little bit off for the live stream, but I'm just gonna keep going. So on top of the diets, I'm also going to practice different types of diets just so I can experiment to see which one works best with my body and what my goals are. Oh shoot, I didn't even mention this. So for my health goal in the next 3 months, I would say the big health goal for me is to lose 20 pounds. So to go from 180 pounds down to 160 pounds, which is a decent amount of weight. Probably the most weight I've committed to losing in a less than 3-month span. I don't know, this is kind of crazy. Honestly, I haven't fully mapped out exactly how I'm going to do it, but based off my gut feeling, I think the fact that I'm exercising every single day and the fact that I'm eating super, super clean will probably help in me going from 180 pounds to 160 pounds. So it's a little bit of a stretch, but I'm really looking forward to the challenge of it all. So that's diet. Exercise, again, my plan is to exercise every single day, minimum of, I want to say a minimum of 30 minutes every single day, but sometimes I have like really high intensity workouts that only take maybe 15 or 20 minutes because they're like strenuous, like straight up sprints, things like that. So average 30, there's gonna be some days where I might exercise for 1 hour, 2 hours, just depending, so on average 30 plus minutes, if that makes sense. The last one is sleep. This one is more experimental. I want to go to sleep at 10 p.m. every single day, wake up before 5 a.m. every single day. So 6 hours of sleep. And this isn't an unofficial one. So if I break this rule for now, there's no consequence to it. And I just want to put it there, set the intention that I want to sleep and create a healthy sleep cycle so I have enough energy to move throughout my day. And some things I'll be tracking in the next 3 months. Every single day I'm going to track my energy levels. Just towards the end of the night, kind of reflect back and think about how much energy have I, how much energy do I have? You know, was I sleepy during the day? All that kind of stuff. And I'll rate it between 1 through 10. So I'm going to keep that metric. Let's see, other things that I want to do. I'm going to keep track of how much weight I'm losing. Mike, good to see you on. I'm going to keep track of how much weight I'm losing every single day. And also, let's see, what else? How many hours I'm sleeping every single night. Yeah, so Mike and anyone else who's on right now, pretty much I'm just going through what I'm committed to creating in the next 3 months of my life. And hopefully this is just an opportunity to kind of inspire, connect, and get people to, I don't know, think about what are maybe what are some new commitments you may want to pick up. All right, so this is a pretty open, vulnerable conversation, as you'll see very quickly. So the second category of commitment I'm creating is finance. And yeah, so my main source of income is speaking. So one of my goals is to book at least 10 speaking gigs from now until the end of February. And so that's like 10 fully paid speaking gigs. So that's my goal for that one. And for me, that means, for me, this is a huge stretch because that means I get to really push myself and really get myself outside the comfort zone, because typically how I book speaking gigs is through either word of mouth connections or what else? Or through the nonprofit that I work with. However, if I want to book 10 fully paid speaking gigs, that would require me to really put myself out there to start making cold calls and things like that. I do believe in the message that I have for people. It's just I hesitate when it comes to money. So that's kind of been a big challenge for me. And this commitment is really big for me. Like I've really push myself, and like if I could accomplish this one commitment, literally this will kind of change my life in a way. Like it's going to make me financially stable and whatever you want to call it, independent, and be able to really just start being a responsible adult. So I'm really looking forward to this specific challenge that I have. All right, moving on to the next category. The next category in my 3-month commitment is relationships. So I made some commitments to better connect with family members and friends that are really close to me. So for my mom, I just want to make sure that I at least call her once a week, because she doesn't live here. Not so much that it's super annoying, but also enough to kind of keep in touch and have some conversation. And then at least message her, text, whatever you want to call it, at least another time during the week. That way I could just stay in contact with her. All right, so I had a question. Let's see. Reason Incept says, what time is it there? It is 8 p.m. here in California. Yeah. So that's the first one. My brother Kevin is someone who's really important to me in my life, and I definitely want to make sure that I stay connected with him. He's one of my best friends in a way. It's weird to kind of say that, but he is. He's my older brother, and I want to make sure that I at least connect with him frequently. So I want to meet up with him at least every other week, because he lives about 40 minutes away from me and he has a busy schedule. But I want to make sure that I hang out with him at least every other week and just, have good quality time together. And also, I want to make sure that I'm messaging him or keeping in contact with him at least 3 times a week. And on top of that, sometime in the next 3 months, I want to plan a bro trip, just my brother and myself. I haven't even asked him about this yet, but I want to schedule something so we could have more time to kind of connect and do something fun together. So that's that for the family side. And for friends, I listed a few friends here that I want to connect with, and just a handful of times, and to just make sure that I do that. The last one, part of my relationship, is I want to write 2 thank you letters every single week to people that just really helped me along my journey, got me to where I am today. So I think that's a really big thing in terms of just expressing gratitude, and also just being able to reconnect with people who really matter to me and who've really made a difference in my life. All right, so we just talked about health, we talked about finances. We talked about relationships. We got 3 more categories to go. The next one is leisure. Okay, so now we're getting a little bit more personal here. Very personal, I guess you can say. Let me see. So for leisure, oh goodness. For leisure, so I was thinking in the next 3 months, do I really want to go travel by myself or with anyone? And really, the next 3 months for me is not focused on traveling and things like that. So I really want to focus on my business and booking gigs, speaking gigs, and really building up this community, everything like that. So I decided my leisure was actually going to be, let me see, it is literally just, am I going into this? I'm going to go into this, okay? So let's see, the girl I'm dating is does not live in this general area, and she's coming to visit in about 3 months, and we like pretty much leisure for me is I just want to spend quality time with her and just create awesome memories. And I'm also happen to be going to a conference, so I just want to like plan a whole entire kind of like road trip and you know, do business at the same time and kind of like just have a really awesome time together in that way. So that's what I have for that. Like I'm really excited about that whole leisure piece because I think that's really going to be something that's really uplifting, joyful, free, fun, adventurous, all of the above for me, and probably something that I've never ever experienced my whole entire life. So I'm really, really looking forward to planning all that. So I'm going to leave it at that. 2 more categories to go, community and spiritual. All right. For the next 3 months, my community goal, this one's pretty simple. This is about all of you here. You know, this is about building up this community, this Infinite Mastery community. And my goal, I don't know if you watched the video I posted in the Infinite Mastery community page on Facebook, but my goal, because again, the first 6 months of this year have been really kind of a rough, struggling, things like that. So I decided, you know, that it kind of died a little bit. So what I want to do in this upcoming 3 months is I really want to focus on creating content and challenges that are going to get people engaged, and not just like some fishy, you know, cheesy challenge just so I can get more, whatever you want to say, viewers and stuff like that. Like, that's not what this is about. Like, I actually, you know, I don't even know if I'm going to get more viewers. That's not even the point of this. Like, literally, the purpose of me creating challenges is because I want to really engage people in taking action with their lives. So let me give you a quick example of a challenge. Let's say a challenge. I'm making this off the top of my head. Let's say a challenge is that you post a Facebook Live. Let's say the challenge is you post a Facebook Live on your wall or some sort of live stream, and you just talk about something, you know, and you're not comfortable with posting Facebook Lives. The point of the challenges is I want to create opportunities where people can, you know, overcome their fears, let go of those insecurities that they have, and move forward with them and start living life with passion, with purpose, and just, you know, a lot more energy. So the Infinite Mastery community is great. I love that this community right now is kind of small, because that just means that we get more time to focus, you know, like more free time to focus on each other and build each other up. And of course, we always want more people to come in because that way we're impacting more lives at the same time. So that's something that I really want to focus on in terms of community in these upcoming 3 months. And I'm really excited to challenge you and also challenge myself in this whole entire process. Let's see. All right, last one is spiritual. So my last goal is, let's see, my last goal is to, this is like more daily routine and habits. I want to establish myself. I want to learn every single day. So I want to push myself that every single day I'm going to spend at least 30 minutes learning something. That's either reading a book, watching a video, that could be, you know, reading articles, whatever it is. I just want to learn and grow and grow and grow, because I realize like there's a part of me that feels like a imposter, like, you know, imposter syndrome, when I get up on stage and I'm just sharing my story over and over again, but I'm not developing myself. So number one, I want to grow so I can feel more confident in my knowledge base and things like that. And more importantly, if I learn and I learn and get more information, that way I will better be able to serve other people. So I'm really looking forward to that growth opportunity. That's number one. I also plan to have pretty much daily habits in the areas of meditating every single day, affirmations like, you know, I'm a connected, powerful, loving man. I'm in my heart. I'm present every single moment. I'm a generous listener for everyone. You know, every single dollar I give out comes back 10 times to me. You know, like, these are daily affirmations I used to do, and that's why I know them off the top of my head, but then I stopped doing for a while. So that's affirmations. Visualizations, I'm going to do this 3 times a week, and about 10 minutes each time, and just really focus on what's the vision that I want for my life. You know, what's the vision that I want when I'm 35 years old? What do I like? What's the kind of house that I want to live in? What's the kind of impact that I want to make? You know, what's the kind of relationships that I want to make? So that's what I want to do, just so I can keep my mind focused and always moving forward and towards a certain direction. Let's see. I talked about learning, journaling and gratitude. So every single day I want to end the night with journaling about, like, you know, kind of like the good and the bad of every single day, what I learned today and what I could be doing better. And then the second part is gratitude, which is just being grateful and reflecting on what are all the blessings that I have in my life. And, you know, every single day, like, I just want to dig deeper and really find out, like, oh, I'm very grateful for not just my desk, the wood that was created, you know, used for this desk, and then the wood that was harvested and lumberers who harvested it, you know, like, just think about, you know, there's infinite ways to be grateful. So to just spend some time to really think about that is my goal. Okay. So this is a slightly different live video than I normally do. Usually it's more of a conversation, but this time is definitely more of me just kind of explaining kind of like what I'm up to for the next 3 months. A little bit of I guess you can say a risk to change things up, but I wanted to just kind of express and share what's going on in my life with me. Mike, I see you. Bro, you are so great. Love your videos. Thank you, man. I appreciate that a lot. Seriously. Okay, sorry, I felt like I was a little bit in a script mode, you know, like I was reading off a script, like, because I'm looking at my 4-page declaration letter that I just wrote and I just signed literally like 10-15 minutes ago, or 10-15 minutes before this this right here. So goodness, where do I start here? There's always way too many thoughts that I have. And I guess what you can kind of expect from me is that you can expect me to do a lot of, you know, live streams almost every single day. Like, almost. There are certain days where I'm going to have to go to conferences or I'm going to be busy. But besides that, my goal is to kind of just live stream and produce content and give back, and more importantly, create conversations so we can, all of us can better our lives. So yeah, I'm looking forward to brainstorming out loud, talking about challenges, supporting in any questions. The past few days we've had awesome questions, a lot of inspiring things. I'm gonna give it another shout out to Yazan, who came on yesterday, and I haven't talked to him in a long time, and he shared his story about how he lost 55 pounds in the past 3 years. So that's absolutely amazing. So I guess in a way, all I'm doing, I know this is just one live stream video, you know, and not everyone's on right now. You know, numbers are a little bit low today, but that's perfectly okay with me. All I care about is really, like, all I'm doing is I just want to create opportunities for people like you to, you know, start thinking about what is it that you want in your life. You know, what are some ideas that you can improve your life one step at a time. You don't have to have you know, some grand goal, you know, like maybe something that I'm doing, this whole letter of declaration thing I'm doing. Or maybe you're like, you know what, that's really inspiring or whatever. I think I could do even better. Go for it. You know, like you know, one thing I'm learning is I'm learning to stop comparing myself with other people. And again, this whole process, what's keeping me accountable, or who's keeping me accountable, is the wonderful woman that I happen to be dating. And she has her own letter of declaration that's completely independent of mine. And we're working together to keep each other accountable. She works on hers, I work on mine. Something like that. And yeah, so I don't know how to say this. I'm excited. I'm excited to push myself. I'm excited for the challenges. I know there's going to be moments where I just feel really, where I'm going to get really frustrated or like anxious or sad or like depressed or you know, those tough times, because with any kind of success, there's always going to be tough times, and there's going to be plenty of times where I know I'm not going to want to do it, but I'm going to have to push myself to go through it. And you know, there's a part of it, I'm projecting a little bit here, but there's a part of it that I know is going to kind of end up in what's that word, in disappointment. What is it? Is that the right word I was looking for? Disappointment. Yeah. I believe over the next 3 months, there will be some days where I'll feel very disappointed in myself that I didn't accomplish a goal. However, that is not my intention. Like, I have a commitment, and my intention is every single day I'm going to hit 100% of my goals. I created an Excel sheet, everything, like I'm going to track everything. So I will know exactly what goals I don't hit, and I'm just going to keep pushing. And, you know, if I miss a day, or, you know, screw up one day, I'm going to keep going and make it up to the best of my ability, keep moving forward, and yeah. So that's what I got there. All right, Mike, let's see. I graduated back in 2015. I went to college for 1 semester. After that, one semester, I got scared because I failed 3 out of 5 classes. I haven't gone to school since. I really want to go back, but I'm scared to fail. How do I overcome this fear? Mike, first of all, thank you so much for sharing that story. You know, it's not always easy to share or ask for help. And number one, you're doing a great, first thing is you're doing a great job by reaching out for support. That's literally, I feel like that's the number one step. If we feel stuck somewhere, the best thing we could do is just ask for help. So let's see, you have a fear that you're going to go back to school and you're going to fail. One thing I've learned, and I don't know how to say this, like one thing that I've learned, and it's like sunk into my body, my soul or whatever, not completely, but enough for me to know that your failure, you're failing 3 out of 5 classes, that's the past. That's the past Mike. That's no longer the present Mike. Your present day Mike, this one right now, today, is a completely different person than who you were when you failed 3 out of 5 classes. So what I want you to know is, if you want to go back to college and you're afraid, what's holding you back is the fear of failure. It's important to, how do I say this? It's important to reinvent the way you think about yourself. And I'm going to answer your little rebuttal thought in your mind. Let's see. So you might be thinking, okay, well, you know, I failed in the past. You know, isn't that kind of just who I am? I'm not a very smart person. I'm not a good student. I can't focus. I get it. We all have those ideas and thoughts. However, sure, there is some truth to it. I'm not taking away the fact that school might be tough for you. That is perfectly okay. But I think what we got to focus on is not how tough school is, but rather the fact, like, how do I say this? If your why is big enough, your how will find itself. So if your why is big enough, if you know why you want to go back to school, like really just focus on why is school so important to you? You know, why do you want to go back to school? And if that why is big enough, you'll figure out a way to pass your classes. You know, as hard as it is, you'll just figure it out. And trust me, I get it. Hey, Mike, if you want, you know, you're watching me live right now. What I'm going to encourage you to do is I want you to go on the Infinite Mastery community page, and there's a video that I posted about 2 days ago. Yesterday. There's a video that I posted yesterday of me sitting on the ground with my bed behind me, and the video is called like Real Talk, like feeling lows during my highs. So watch that video, and like that video explains pretty much what you're going through, I think. Like literally, I had a moment yesterday, not like, months ago, not weeks ago, not years ago. Yesterday, I had a moment where I felt really, really discouraged. Like, I felt so, what's the word? Not capable of achieving the goals I just told you right now. Like, all these goals, like, literally, I didn't want to sign it. I did not want to sign this letter of declaration. I just wanted to hide. I just wanted to run away. Like, I felt so unprepared to handle these tasks that I just wanted to hide and hope that I never had to deal with it. And then yesterday, something shifted in me. And that shift came from what I just told you. And literally, when I told you, like, you are not your past, you are who you are today right now in this moment. That's the thought that came to my mind, thanks to the girl that I'm dating who helped me realize that. So, yes, Mike, you get to go back to school. If you feel like that's what you get to do, you get to go back to school. You get to face your fears, and don't be afraid of your challenges. Don't be afraid to fail. Like give it the best that you have, and set the intention of you're gonna pass your classes. Find your why. Figure out why do you want to succeed, and just keep focusing on it. Get support. Have accountability. Do whatever you can to get those good grades. Like seriously, I don't know how to say this. I don't want to be so like freaking cliche, all that stuff, but really you can do it. Seriously, I don't know how to say, like I can't explain. It's one of those things that you have to just do in order to understand. It's like, even for me, I'm still on my journey. I have my doubts and my insecurities. I'll tell you right now, that finance goal that I set for myself, I don't know how to say this. It's more money. It's not like a huge sum of money, but it's more money that I've made in the past 2 years combined that I want to do in 3 months. That's really sad that I think about it now. But that's because the last 2 years, I sucked at making money a lot, and I was living off my savings. So for me, this goal that I just created right now is me. How do I say this? It's me stepping up, like stepping into my power and choosing to push myself. Like I realize like my life is now. Like now is the time for me to get moving, to start freaking taking action with it. So it's easier said than done. It took me 3 to 4 years, or maybe 28 years of my life to get to where I am today in this moment, to make this decision that I'm just going to say like, screw it, let's just do it, And I feel confident. Why do I feel confident? Because I've struggled with this idea that I can't do it. No, I'm not good enough. I can't make money. I'm never going to make it. I've struggled with all these ideas for 28 years, So now is the time for me to do it. And I've made that decision. So that's what I have now. I just saw a quick comment. Wabi King, you are not useless. Don't say you're useless. Seriously, like you are not useless. That's the last thing that you are. All right. Let's see. Danny. I don't keep track of who keeps talking about NoFap. Is that you, Dan? Do you always talk about that? I don't know if that's a troll comment or not. But is NoFap a good idea? Honestly, I feel like if we're talking about NoFap, which is like no masturbation, is that a good idea? That's so, I don't know how to say that. Like that's so subjective. It's like it's up to like, what do you want with your life? Do you feel like masturbating or watching porn is affecting your life? Is it hurting you? Do you feel shame, or do you feel like that low self-esteem when you watch porn or you masturbate? If it's affecting you in that way, maybe you can consider NoFap. Or my point is, do whatever makes you feel good. And I'm not saying feel good temporarily. I'm saying feel good like on a deeper core level, because when you build up that self-esteem, it's like you really just become unstoppable. It's weird. Like I don't know if you understand this about me. I'm as human as I get. I'm as human as it gets. Like I screw up so often, and like it could have been just a week ago where I felt like crap. It could have been just a week ago where I didn't feel motivated, or I felt like I couldn't do it. But in this moment, I'm in my power right now. I understand that I can do it. That mind over matter. Like I'm in control of my thoughts, to the point where I'm freaking fasting every single day for 16 hours, you know? If you asked me a few weeks ago if I want to do that, I'd be screw that. I would say screw that. I'm not eating 16 hours every single day and only eating 8 hours in an 8-hour window every single day. If you asked me a few weeks ago, do I want to go vegan? I'd be like, screw that. I like my meat, you know? But in this moment, I've stepped into my power and I realize that, you know, my vision is much bigger than my appetite. You know, my vision to have a healthy body, to have energy, to really just like live a long time and I don't know how to say this, like be confident, whatever it is. That is a much bigger vision than eating for pleasure. So that's kind of what, like, I don't care in this moment, you know, I might complain about it in a few days, but in this moment, I don't care that I've given up processed foods, chips. By the way, I love all this food, deep fried foods, sugary drinks, you know, all this stuff that I love eating. I don't mind that I gave all that up because my vision is much higher than that. So that's what I have. Let's see. Just Being, good to see you on. Yay. Alrighty. Let's see. Why does school make me want to kill myself? Let's see. Because school's crazy. Like, school is tough. Okay, that's what I have to say. If you are a student and you're on right now, I just want to let you know that school is tough. School is brutal sometimes. School academics. See, why school is really tough is, number one, academics. You know, school course load already is enough stress. On top of that, you got to deal with any kind of extracurriculars you might have. You got to deal with social pressures, you know, like friends and relationships and rejection and all that, you know, heartache and all that stuff, crushes, anything like that. You got to deal with parents, you know, you got to deal with maybe finances and other stuff. So, like, hats off to students. You know I was a student back then, but like, I feel like being a student is probably, in my opinion, one of the most challenging things to do. You know, I don't know how to say this. It's like, being a student is tough. It really is. Like, that's just my perspective. That was my experience. I got a lot of respect for people who are students, because it just, I get it. Almost everyone is a student, you know, or has to be a student in their life, but I have a lot of respect because it's the amount of patience and dedication and focus and like, you know, going through all those boring classes really develops a lot of skills and patience and character is what I'm going for. So, you know, if you're a student and you hate school and it's tough and all that stuff, hang in there, keep pushing through. What I'll say is, I personally believe what you learn in school is not the subjects, not the English, the math, the science, the history, you know, all that kind of stuff. Although that stuff is great, you know, and yes, you do learn. But what you really learn in school is how you build character. How you build character in perseverance, in pushing through tough times, in, you know, doing things like studying even though you don't want to. You know, that stuff, if we didn't have school, if we didn't have that kind of discipline, honestly, I think our world would be even more screwed up than it is now. Yeah, so that's what I have. Danny, I really suck when it comes to approaching. How do I overcome that? Hold on, Dan. Hey, Dan, do me a favor, and as I'm reading through the previous comments, let me know, what do you mean by you suck when it comes to approaching? Approaching what? What do you suck at? All right, let me know. Alrighty. Mike Hawk, thank you so much. You inspired me to go back to school. I will go back with a strong mindset. That's awesome, man. Mike, great job. I will go to after school programs and look for a tutor. I will go back and I will succeed. Thank you so much, dude. Mike, that's awesome. You know, I'm really happy for you. And honestly, it didn't seem like it took a lot from me to kind of just motivate you for a second. One thing about motivation is, let's see, Mel Robbins says this, like, motivation is BS. You know, like, motivation doesn't work. So the thing is, you know, you feel energetic. You feel like, you know, that feeling. So you're ready to go, which is great. You know, I wish you keep going. Just know that it's going to be tough work. You know, it is what it is. But I hope this is just that jumping point. And Mike Hawk, what you got to do is when you go back to school, when you make that decision, you get to keep thinking about your why. That, like, you got to stay grounded. You got to keep remembering, why the heck are you in school? Why are you doing this? Why does this matter to you? So remember, it's a journey. It's a struggle. It's a process. You got to keep pushing through. That's just what you got to do. All right. So don't give up. Don't give up, and reach out for support. You know, we're all here to support each other, and reach out to other people as well. All right. Wabi King, I'm going to go back to your comment. I see I'm useless. You're not useless. All right. Goodness. Wabi King, are you still on? I hope you're still on. I'm going to repeat that again. You are not useless. And I'm not just saying that. Like, if you look at my channel header, you know, it's like something about like self-esteem, like master your self-esteem, right? Like, this whole channel is about self-esteem. How do you build that self-esteem? How do you overcome all those negative thoughts that you have? What I've come to realize in my journey is all these negative thoughts that you have, Wabi King, literally these are just the thoughts that you've created in your head because of the environment you're in. It's your mom telling you, you know, or maybe it's someone, your family, your siblings or something, telling you you're not good enough, or maybe you're comparing yourself with your friends, or maybe, you know, you can't get that girl, or you know, your grades aren't good enough, or, you know, all that I'm not good enough conversation. And then you start creating this idea that I'm useless. You know, guess what? I'm gonna be really real here. I'm not just saying this. You bet I felt the same way when I was younger. You bet I felt useless AF. Like, I was a freaking dead weight for the Quo family. Like, my family was full of rock stars, straight A students, 4.8 GPA, varsity swim, you know, senior of the month, like club president, everything. They, you know, like everything, they crushed it. I didn't get straight A's, you know, like I struggled, and I hated myself, and I felt useless. I'm like, why am I here? Was it 7th grade? My mom, I could just tell my mom regretted giving birth to me, because she was so stressed out with me. She thought she didn't say anything verbally, you know, thankfully, but I knew that she was like, I knew in the back of my mind, like, she's like, I regret having Richard as a kid, you know? So, because I was that kind of shitty as a son in the 7th grade for her, you know? It's just, I was quote unquote stupid. I wasn't really stupid, but I couldn't get good grades. You know, I couldn't meet her expectations. So, anyway, my point is, look, Wabi King, I just want to let you know that you're not useless. Like, seriously, life beats the crap out of us. Life pushes us down, especially when we're young. And the only way to kind of move forward from that and learn is to literally just keep getting back up and keep moving forward. And I know I've been through this whole journey, so I know how crappy this journey feels. How, like, it's like this whole struggle, like, how much longer do I have to deal with all this crap before I'm happy? And it's kind of part of life, you know, it's a lifelong journey. But the thing is, the more you develop yourself, the more you're going to find that inner peace and find that, like, that fire to keep going and to be confident. And you're gonna have little milestones. Like, I'm gonna be real here, all right? I don't know if you've heard me say this before. I've been single for 9 years. I'm gonna repeat that again. I've been single for 9 years. My first and my last girlfriend was from high school. Ever since then, number one, like, I've had this whole conversation. I got lucky, you know. I didn't deserve to be in that relationship with that girlfriend, who happens to be my best friend today, still to today, and she's also getting married later this year, which I'm super happy about her. Not jealous, no negativity. Like, we have a great relationship today. My point is, like, what's my point? Like, I don't remember my point. My point is, like, we all have our own stories. Like, my story of being single for 9 years and blah, blah, blah is like, oh, Richard, you're a loser, blah, blah, blah. You know, your life is going to be tough. But what I'll say is, look, I am not in a committed relationship yet, but I am dating a girl, and she's wonderful. And, like, literally all the crap that I've gone through in my life was worth this moment to connect with this wonderful person that I'm dating. And part of it is like all the crap that you deal with in your life. Oh goodness. It says very bad connection. I hope that you could all hear me. All the crap that you're dealing with in your life right now is only going to highlight and accentuate all the positive experiences in your life. So that's what I have. Okay. Let's go. Alrighty, I'm moving on. Just Being says, how are you? I'm great. I'm fantastic. Like, life is great. Everything is going well. By the way, if you could just do me a quick favor and let me know if you could if you can still hear me in the comment section below, that'd be great, because it says very bad connection. I don't know if I'm actually still live or not. Let's see. Where do I live currently? I'm in Orange County, California. Yeah, so that's Southern California. Keely, Christmas is coming soon, and I want to get my crush a gift, but I don't want them to sense that I like them. How can I give a gift without feeling creepy? We chat sometimes, but I haven't told them yet. Oh goodness, without feeling creepy. Man, this is so tough. It's like, it's so unfair that, like, let's say if your crush likes you and you get him a gift, it's like, oh, that's so cute. But then if your crush doesn't like you and you get him a gift, then it's like, oh, that's creepy. You know, like, that's so not fair. You know, that's just the way that life is. Oh, Just Being, sorry that I misread your question. Who do you live, man? Who do you live, man? Just Being, you might have to repeat your question. I might have missed it. So anyway, Keely, so how do you get a gift for someone without it being creepy? How do I say this? I mean, if your crush likes you, which I'm guessing you don't know, or she doesn't, one or the other, because otherwise you would just give her a gift without hesitating. That's a tough one. Like, sometimes if you're just like, screw it, I just want to give a gift because that's what I feel like doing. Honestly, just do it. You know, just give it to her. Don't expect much from it. That's what I'll say. If you want to make it less creepy, give her a gift and don't expect anything in return. Like, don't expect, oh, thank you, that was so sweet. Or, hey, did you like the gift? You know, like, if you want to give a gift to a crush or something like that, just literally just like, hey, I got a gift for you, and then just walk away. That's it. You know? Don't make it overly sentimental, because the more sentimental and you write like this handwritten card about like how awesome you are and stuff like that, that gets a little bit more creepy, on the creepy side, or can be. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate that. I personally, like, I appreciate that you put the time and effort to would-be write a card for her, but some people might take it the wrong way. So unfortunately, that's just the way it is. We got to be mindful of that, you know, when we give gifts to our crushes and things like that. So yes, I hope that's helpful. Alrighty. All right. Speaking Shishi right now is probably they are fast. Dan, I really suck when it comes to approaching girls. How do I overcome that? All right. Hold on, Wabi King. Why don't we learn life skills in school? I'm going to answer that question first. Wabi King, why don't we learn life skills in school? That's such a great question. Why don't we? Like, that's one thing I don't like about the education system, is they focus so much on, you know, core, ComCore, you know, like science, math, English, history, like all this stuff that, like, yeah, sure, I wouldn't be able to speak if I didn't go to school, but life skills are so much more important, in my opinion. I feel like that's what we should really be focusing on. But so it blows my mind too why schools don't integrate more life skills and real life stuff that matters. Like, how about human emotional skills? How do we connect with each other, you know, make friends and stuff like that. Like, that stuff is so important. That stuff is more important than sciences and stuff like that. So yeah, science people can shoot me in the foot if you want. All right, let's see. All right, Dan, we're at your question right now. So again, I really suck when it comes to approaching girls. How do I overcome that? How you overcome that is literally just practice. Literally, it's just approaching them and just doing it over and over and over again. I know that's the crappy answer you don't want to hear, but that's pretty much the truth. Like, I was literally where you were, you know? I don't know you, but there's a good chance that I was even worse at approaching girls than you were, or that you were worse than approaching girls than I was. My point is, I was pretty bad. You know, I don't know how good or bad you are with approaching girls, but I was pretty bad. Super shy, got super nervous, you know, sweating, heart beating really fast, and like super awkward. Like that's just, you just got to push yourself through it, and the more you do it, the more you get comfortable with it. In this point, again, single for 9 years, I've approached a lot of girls, and not because I'm super overly confident and I can do it, but because I know I started to learn the only way to get past my fear is to push myself through it. And I remember this one time, I have a million stories about approaching girls. One in particular that sticks in my mind that I was proud of. I was at the beach. So I was at the beach. It was a dog beach. So, you know, there's people walking their dogs. I was walking my sister's dog, and I saw this really, really cute girl. And she was, you know, like great body. Not like super, super hot, but like she was cute. She was so cute. And she was wearing a bikini too. But I was super nervous. I was like, dude, in my mind, I'm like, I know I get to talk to her. I just know, like, I have to. Like, my gut says, Richard, you got to do it. I'm just like, nah, but, you know, she's with another guy right now. That's probably her boyfriend. Like, don't do it, Richard. You know, just don't do it. And again, this is me having done a lot of personal work and already practiced with a lot of girls. And even with so many different rejections and stuff like that, I still felt nervous. This was only a few years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. And so I stood there. She's at the beach, and I'm like, shoot, if I don't approach her, she's going to leave. Like, literally, like, she's done walking her dog. She's going to just leave. And I'm like, holy crap, like, how the heck do I approach her? You know, I'm like so nervous. And I remember, you know, I purposely walked my dog like near her. And then I'm like, oh, I made some small conversation, like, oh, hey, you got a cute dog or something. And she's like, oh, thanks. And I was nervous, so I just walked away. And then I returned back awkwardly. And then I'm like, oh, so I remember asking something like, oh, is that your boyfriend? And then she's like, oh, no, it's just a friend. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, it was awkward. And then I walked away again because I was too nervous to ask her on a date. And then I'm like, oh, crap, come on, Richard, like, just do something. So after 15 minutes of sitting there, like, being in my head, like, being all nervous, I'm like, like, what do I do? I finally, like, you know what, Richard, just screw it, just go. And I was so nervous, I just pushed myself. I went to her and I said, hey, you know, I thought you were really cute, and I was just wondering if, you know, you want to, like, grab coffee sometime. And then she's like, oh, no, actually, I have a boyfriend. I'm like, dang it, what the heck? So anyway, my point is, like, it takes practice. Wabi King says, I hate awkward conversations. What I want to say, Jan Dude, good to see you again. Wabi King, you said you hate awkward conversations. So awkward conversations kill you on the inside. What I'm going to say with that is that instead of hating awkward conversations, instead of avoiding awkward conversations, learn to embrace awkward conversations. Because being awkward is a part of who we are. Literally, everyone has an awkward side to them. Everyone deals with awkwardness. You know, there's nobody in the world that does not deal with awkwardness. Even the cool kids. Like, they might fake it, but they feel awkward too. You know? So if you feel awkward, just embrace it. Like, literally have fun with it. Just, like, laugh about it. Literally, that's like that's the best way to get over awkwardness. It's a skill. It's a muscle. If you want to learn to be more confident or less awkward, it's a skill. Something that might help you. I did a TEDx talk called Embracing Awkwardness. And I talk about why it's important to embrace awkwardness as opposed to just reject it and try to ignore it. All right. So you can watch it. It's like a 10-minute video or 8 to 10 minute video on TEDx. All right. It's linked at the very bottom of my YouTube channel on my playlist under speaking or something, or just search for it. Richard Quo TEDx, or just search TEDx Embracing Awkwardness, and you'll see. Alrighty, good stuff. Who do you live with currently? Okay. So who do I currently live with? Let me see. So I currently live. Let's see. I'm currently in my parents' house. That's where I'm at right now. All right. Wabi King, I only have one class with the person that I like. All right. That's cool. Isaac, how do I trust my newly made girlfriend? We've been dating for a week, but I don't know how to trust and always paranoid. All right, Isaac. This is a great question. This is such a great life question. So, congratulations, first of all. It sounds like you and your girlfriend have a lot. You got to work through more. You know, it sounds like I don't know how to say this. It's like Isaac. Is it Isaac or Isaac? Anyway, Isaac. I'm gonna say Isaac. Goodness, this question is a little bit I don't know how to say this. It's like mind blowing in a way. It's like I feel like trust. I'm gonna almost indirectly answer your question, and you're gonna hate this. You know, you're gonna be like, Richard, just answer my question. So when it comes to trusting someone, I feel like what's more important than trusting someone else is knowing, like, how do I say this? Not feeling insecure if someone else cheats on you or something like that. Because I think we're afraid to trust people because we're afraid of getting hurt. And in a way, I think the goal really is to develop your own self-esteem, your own confidence to the point where you kind of understand that if someone cheats on you, number one, that's probably because you're not in the right relationship. You know, I get it. It seems like you're still figuring things out and you're experimenting, which is perfectly okay. Keep experimenting. But yeah, so work on yours. Anyway, hold on. I need to go back to your question. Let's see. So but I don't know how to trust and always paranoid. Okay, so Isaac, it's like, how do you trust your girlfriend more? I almost want to say it's just taking a leap of faith. It's literally just, I know this sounds super redundant, but it's literally just trust. Trust them. Choose to trust them. That's it. And this is tough. It's like the thing with, especially with your kind of relationship, because you just told me this is your girlfriend and it's only been 1 week. All right. I want to tell you something, like, you know, relate my own personal story. So the girl I'm dating, there's a reason why I call her the girl I'm dating. It's because I haven't in my mind. So girlfriend to me is someone I could trust, you know, someone 100% I could trust. And until that happens, not that I don't trust her, but there's other like fact, like I have to feel it, you know, I have to feel it to know to call her my girlfriend. So for me, I have like the standard, like I need to know I could trust this person. And I'm not saying just the girl I'm dating, just in general, before I call them my girlfriend. But I can tell you're a little bit more in a experimental phase where you're like, you know, you're excited, you meet this girl that you like, so she becomes your girlfriend. And now you know, you've been together for 1 week. So how do you trust her? With time and opportunities. You know, it's like, let's say, I don't know, it's building, you got to build trust with each other. Sorry, I just talked way too much. I'm sorry. You got to build trust with each other. You have to, whatever it is, open up slowly, or you can open up quickly, just depending on your relationship with her. You just got to start opening up and risk, you know, risk being vulnerable and risk being hurt, because I feel like that's the only way you could really, really build that strong relationship of trust. The girl I'm dating, trust me, there's been a few of those conversations where I'm like, oh, crap, like I don't want to talk about this. Like the whole conversation yesterday, I was feeling really down. I was feeling really down, really defeated. Like I was scared to share with her how I felt, because I was scared of her seeing me as a weak person. And then in turn, if she sees me as a weak person, she'd be like, oh, okay, you know what? Maybe this isn't working out. So I was scared of that. But sometimes if we want to build that trust, we have to risk ourselves. And another thing about risking ourselves is if you don't risk yourself, all you're really doing is you're hiding from your true self. If you don't risk yourself, you are hiding from your true self. So I knew in that moment, if I wanted to build trust with her, if I want to stop hiding from myself and my insecurities and my problems, I had to tell her what my insecurities were. So That's my situation. It might be a little bit different from yours, but hopefully you can kind of dig something away from that. Alrighty, let's see, Isaac. All right, Wabi King, take care. Take care. Thanks for hopping on. All right. Let's see. All right, Keely, I'm not planning on expecting something back, even though I want to know how they feel about it, but I just want to give it and go. Perfect. Keely, I think that's great. You know, and just be open to, you know, however she reacts, like, don't react back to it. You know, however she reacts is nothing personal to you. It's literally just personal to herself. You know, like, the way she reacts to you, like, let's say she freaking completely rejects you, that has nothing to do with you. Like, that's, I don't know if this makes sense to you, but it's just like the way someone reacts is all what's going on in their head and all based off their experiences growing up and living. So rejection is not personal. Okay. So, you know, just give her the gift and, you know, it's okay to ask little questions and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, don't worry so much about it. And again, you know, give a gift out of, whatever you want to call it, unconditionally in a way, or just because you feel like it, and that's it. So that's what I have. Alrighty. Sorry about that. I accidentally clicked. I clicked out. All right. So, Isaac, thank you. And yeah, I understand what you're saying. It makes sense. I like how you think. Thank you very much, Christine. I don't know if this is off topic, but did your parents get mad at you when you got bad grades in high school? Heck yes, absolutely. I got the crap beaten out of me. I failed in my 7th grade. I failed pre-algebra and I had to repeat it. Oh yeah, Christine, I'm guessing you weren't on when I said that. I talked to my mom a few, like, maybe like, I don't know, several, like 6 years ago or something, when I was 21. And I'm like, hey mom, like, just out of curiosity, like, you know, back in 7th grade when I was failing, like, how did you feel about that? And she told me, she's like, Richard, honestly, I didn't want you to be my son. Like, it was so frustrating for my mom to see me have bad grades. She was so disappointed in me that she didn't want me to be her son. Like, that's how disappointed she was in me. So, yes, my parents were really upset when I got bad grades, and I constantly got bad grades. Not because I wasn't trying. It was just school was just really tough for me, and you know, they had high expectations. They're Asian. What do you expect? And my brother and sister got straight A's, so I didn't get straight A's. So yes, indeed. All right, hey, Danny, is there something such as too much love? That's a cool question. I like that. Is there something as too much love? Honestly, I'm gonna say no. I think love is infinite. You know, we're talking about infinite right there, infinite mastery right there. Love is infinite. You know, like there's you can never have enough love. You know, I think this question could be misinterpreted, and you know, like that smothering love, like, oh, I love you, you're the most best boyfriend in the whole entire world, I love you so much, like smothering and that kind of like that insecurity kind of love. Yes, that can be a little bit too much, but true love, that's like that's so like hard to define in a short sentence. But love in general, like true love, the love that's unconditional, the love that's like, how do I say this? The love that's like, hey, you know what? I really, really care about you. And just because I choose to, you know, I care about you. Like my love for all of you here, like I can never give you enough love, you know, like I give you as much love as I can, you know, and I love to a certain extent, and I want to continue to give. I want to continue to love. But there's always more. I know I have my own role models who love so much more than I do. And I'm like, how the heck do you love so much? How do you love strangers so much in the way that you do? So I look up to them and I try to figure out how do I love you the same way my mentors do and the people before me. So there's never enough. There can never be too much love. That's my opinion. All right, Christine. All right. Yeah, I'm going through something like that now. My Indian parents are so mad at me right now. You know, Asian / Desi parents, like they're hardcore. You know, I mean, there's a lot of hardcore parents, especially traditional parents, and those traditional kind of cultural parents are just, it gets crazy. I get it. I completely get it. Christine, and my older brother are like perfect, quote unquote, perfect students. So that doesn't help. Thank you for answering my question. I like your videos and lives a lot. They are encouraging and I can relate. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, tuning in and joining us in conversation right now. It's my pleasure. It's a privilege to me to be able to create videos for all of you. And the only way I do them is because people watch them. So I appreciate that. Even though my following is, small and humble, which is cool with me. Henry Nielsen says, "Hey Richard, should I continue chasing my dreams even if it means putting off school to do it?" All right. So Henry, to answer this question, you really need to dig deep inside of yourself and figure out, like, you need to trust your heart. Like, listen to your heart. Listen to what your heart is telling you and follow it. Like, if you have a certain passion, if you have a passion and you have a direction and I know this is what I want to do. I'm just going to use professional video game player, for example, because that's one of those risky ones. And the ones that parents will get massively upset. So let's say you want to become a professional video game player. Should you pursue that instead of quitting school or maybe being a YouTuber? All right, so you got to trust your heart on this one. Your heart knows the answer. But how do I say this? Don't use your feeling, okay? Don't answer with your feeling, answer with your heart. Your feeling might be like, oh, I'm so excited. I want to be a professional video game player or a professional YouTuber. That's feeling. Your heart knows what's right. It will be like, I would love to be a professional video game player, but I freaking suck at video games, so I probably shouldn't. That's what your heart would know. So trust your heart. It will guide you in the right direction. If you know, like, pretty much essentially, if you have a solid plan of what your passion is, how you're going to make a living off of it and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, go ahead, go for it, But if you don't have a plan and it's just like you're kind of just hoping everything will work out in a way and that kind of stuff, then you might want to rethink that. So hopefully that helps with you. Like, you gotta trust you gotta know yourself. You gotta know yourself. You gotta trust yourself too. But more importantly, you gotta know yourself. You gotta know your limitations. You got to know, are you ready for this opportunity right now? And your heart knows the answers to that. So trust your heart. Danny, bro, you're so inspiring. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that a lot. All right, cool. So it's been an hour. It's 9 p.m. right now. My head's kind of spinning a little bit because I've been working quite a bit, and I'm going to sign off pretty soon. And guess what? Go back to work, or at least chill or talk to my girl. Hopefully she's available. Christine, are you on? Okay, so yeah, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope this was helpful and engaging for you. I love the questions, by the way. Henry, thank you for your wisdom. Thank you. You're welcome, and thank you for joining. Like, seriously, I love these live videos. I love the questions that you ask. Like, you all ask so many great questions, and like, it fills me with joy. Like, literally, you allow me to live my purpose in my life. Like, I just want to be here to support people. Like, that's all I really want to do. And I get to do that every single day because you ask me questions and you give me this opportunity to do so. So thank you. Yeah, so before all of us hop off, I'm going to answer these final questions and then tell you how often I do lives. So Christine asked, how often do I do lives? I pretty much do lives every single day. There are just a few exceptions, which is essentially, like, for example, this weekend, this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm going to be gone at a conference. So I probably won't do a live on Thursday, Friday, but probably Saturday. I don't have a set schedule, but it's pretty much every single day. Tomorrow we're going to do the same time, okay? So 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So again, December 6th, that's a Wednesday, 8 p.m. Los Angeles time, Pacific Standard Time, all right? Same time as this one. All right, cool. So that's what I have. Thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. I would love to see you tomorrow, and let's keep having these conversations. If you have more ideas, let me know. Like, we're always, like, I'm here because I want to just freaking, share as much knowledge as I can and also learn at the same time. and just connect with you. All right. Thank you. See you tomorrow, 8 p.m. All right. Thanks, Henry. See you. Bye.